Hi everyone, welcome back to the third and final video in this video series on building your own portfolio website. So in the previous two videos, we covered and built from scratch our very own website using HTML to customize the content and CSS to style this actual website. So here's what it looks like and here's what we've built. Of course, yours will look slightly different with your own info, your own sections, and maybe you've even gone even further to add your own custom designs or content to the site. So now that we've built our site, we want to make sure that other people can visit it because it's cool and all to see your own project, but it's even better when other people can view it on their own and see all the progress that you've made. So in this video, we're going to learn about how to deploy our website onto the web so that anyone across the world can view it. So all you'll need here is the web browser. This portion of the video, or actually deploying the process, this whole process doesn't take any coding. We're going to do this all within the browser. So the service that we're going to use is GitHub. If you aren't familiar with GitHub, it is a great platform for you to store your code and basically keep track of your progress. So I would definitely encourage you to sign up with GitHub. It ties very closely with Git, which is a video we covered at the very beginning of this video tutorial. So I would encourage you to check out that video if you haven't already. But yeah, so we'll be using GitHub to deploy our own website. So if you don't already have an account, I would encourage you to create an account now. I already have one, so I'm going to sign in. Now that you're logged in, we're going to create something called a new repository. So a new repository, we're going to house all of our website files. So this is what the page is going to look like. It's going to be a short form asking you to create a new repository. You can skip this repository template section. We're going to go down here. Your owner is just going to be your own account. Repository name. This is what like the website is going to look like. So it's going to look, the website link is going to have your name.github.io. That's just the standard URL / whatever your repository name is. So I would give this something short and memorable, as it says here. Something like CV will work just fine. Description, again, it's optional. You can include it. It's not necessary. I can just say sample portfolio website by Penn Engineering Council. Great. Now, a key thing is to make this public. We want anyone on the internet to be able to see what we built. And then finally, you can skip this section if you want. You can add a README file. So as a background, a README file is where you'll give sort of like a more in-depth explanation and description of your project. So the different components, what you did, what sources you use, any contributions, all that. But for now, we don't need it. You can always add that back in later if you want. So we'll just continue to create the repository. And great, this is what you'll see. So at the top left, you'll see your username. That is your profile /CV, which is the name of this repository. So there's a lot of stuff on here. All we're going to do is upload existing files. So we're going to, once we see this website or this page, go into Finder or whatever if you're on Windows, navigate to wherever you have the files that you use to build the website and copy all of them and paste them into, drag them into this box here. So you want to add your files to the repository. And then you can say commit changes. Commit basically means that you're just going to add the changes and push it onto like GitHub's version control. So you can just say something like initial upload of website files. Initial upload of website is fine. Now commit your changes and GitHub will load and process the files and then add the files to your repository. Great. So now you can see it looks a little different. We have our files in here. We have the index.html, the styles.css, which we created, as well as this images folder that we had before. Awesome. So now that we have all of our files, we have everything we need in order to create the website. So in order to create it, we're going to go back into settings, scroll down till you find the GitHub pages. So as it says here, GitHub pages is designed to host your personal, organization, or project pages from a GitHub repository. So we're going to host it directly from this repo. if you want to learn more about GitHub Pages, you can click on this link and it'll give you a video tutorial and more information about what GitHub Pages directly is. But for now, we're just going to continue. So in order to actually upload your site, we're going to go to source, and it says GitHub Pages is currently disabled. So we haven't actually enabled our website yet. Let's change that because we actually want to upload the website. So we see this none drop-down button. We're going to click on that and click main. So if you noticed before, all of our files are on the main branch. And here, we're just going to stick with root because all of our files are on the root directory of this main branch. So now we're just going to click save. Let it load a bit. So it says GitHub Pages source saved. So now if we scroll back down, it'll say your site is ready to be published at this link. So if we click on this link now, it'll actually give us a 404. There is no GitHub Pages site here. So the reason for this is that GitHub Pages might take some time in order to actually render, process the publication of your website. So while this is blue, this probably means that your site isn't ready yet. But that's fine. You can take a walk, come back later, and later on you'll see that this turns green, or if you refresh the page at some point and this turns green, as we see here, this means that your site is published and that you can actually view it now. So if we go down to the site, we can see our personal site is all on here. So whereas before, you can see we could only access this locally at a certain address. So you might see this as an IP address or as a file URL, something like that that's only accessible on your end or with the actual files. This link is accessible to anyone. So if I were to go into incognito mode and I visited this link, it would still work. So that's all there is to deployment. It's a very simple, short process. And if you ever want to update your code, just re-upload your images, files, and go through the same process. You actually don't even have to redeploy it. It'll already be updated. So you just have to change your code in this main branch. And if you upload it there, your changes will be rendered on this GitHub Pages. So you can visit jeffrey-xiao-17.github.io/cv. So this is where our personal portfolio page will be housed. So that's all there is to it. So in these 3 videos, you've already learned a lot about what it is to build a site from scratch. You don't have to use any templates anymore. You can start with an HTML file, add your content, then style it using CSS, and then finally go through this really short process of deployment. So going further, I would definitely recommend adding more to your site. The best way, in my opinion, to learn web development is to just visit a bunch of other sites. See what cool features they have, what features you'd like to replicate, and try to add them into your site. In doing so, you're probably going to be looking up a bunch of tutorials, going on Stack Overflow, asking questions, finding answers, and all that. And it's really a great process, just a trial and error learning experience. So I would definitely recommend going through that process, adding more to your own website. And then if you have any more recommendations on videos that we can do or that will be helpful for you all, definitely contact Penn Engineering Council, either through our Instagram or Facebook, or you can even visit our website at pennengineeringcouncil.com. So you can contact us here, learn more about what we do, and stay in touch with us. So that's all for this video. We hope you enjoyed this video series on building your own portfolio page, and we hope to see you soon.